Joe Biden, if he runs again and wins, he would be 86 by the end of that term. Is he? I mean, he's already the oldest president in history and showing a lot of signs of mental decline. Let's be kind about it. I mean, he fell over on the plane again today. I don't know if we got that clip, but it's just when you see these moments, I think we've got to hear. This is him.
It's hard to watch.
Over in Europe. It is hard to watch because this happens quite regularly, and it's not just physical stumbles, it's verbal as well. Do you think he's going to run again?
Yes. I think they'll have to staple him upright on a horse and run him. And they will, because I don't think that they want the internecine warfare of a bunch of also-rans. I mean, backing him up is the worst politician ever cobbled together in a laboratory, Kamala Harris.
I mean, she is awful.
I mean, she makes Hilary Clinton look like the apotheosis of charm, and she's backing him up. And then you have Pete Buttigieg, who is busily destroying his own reputation over this East Palestine train spill. I mean,
how he could not go down there for 3 weeks? It's just absolutely breathtaking. So Donald Trump has gone down there today just to, you know, be the hero. And you think, where is the transport secretary?
Especially if you have presidential aspirations, the way that
Buttigieg keeps saying, I'm planning on going. Well, when?
Right. It's not that hard. I mean, you just go.
Yes.
I mean, but
get on a plane and you turn up and you know.
It's always a bad time when you know the name of the transportation secretary, right? There are certain departments in the government where you just don't know anybody's name. Transportation is one of them. But after presiding over the supply chain problems and then the railroad strike and then the East Palestine issue and the airlines, I mean, he's had a bad run here. And so if you're the Democratic Party and you're looking at the next batch of people...
I think he's done himself in over this.
I think they've got a real problem on their hands. And so they have to... It's got to be Biden.
For the right thing to do. Nikki Haley has put her hat in the ring and was immediately the victim of an extraordinary onslaught from Don Lemon, who happened to take my old office at CNN, actually. Not that I hold a torch to that, obviously. But here's the clip of what Don Lemon said about Nikki Haley, who's 51 years old.
Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What are you talking? Wait.
That's not according to me.
Prime for what?
It depends. I mean, it's just like prime. If you look it up, if you Google when is a woman in her prime, it'll say 20s, 30s, and 40s.
Can you imagine two women either side of you and working at CNN with people like Christiane Amanpour and all these great journalists, all by his yardstick, way past their prime now? I mean, just the crassness of it.
Well, I mean, I do love the gay man explaining to the two women what a woman in her prime looks like. It's like
and he Googled it.
He Googled it. He had to Google it. So there was that. But yeah, what is amazing about this, as sort of a broader trend, is the amount of hatred that Haley is picking up from the left side of the media, which I think is a tell. So the media have said for years and years and years that they want Trump out. Trump has to go. He's a fascist threat to the United States. And then the minute that a candidate throws her hat in the ring against Trump, she's the first declared candidate against Trump. And the minute that happens, all of a sudden, she's a token, she's too old for the job at 51, and which suggests to me that a lot of these people have been, crying into their soup a little bit over Donald Trump. They really want him back.
But you think ultimately the race will be DeSantis against Biden?
I think that's the highest likelihood.
And you think who wins that?
I think DeSantis wins that race.
Yeah.
I think that Biden's been cruising for a bruising, and he narrowly avoided it in 2020 because the Republicans decided to raid the local homeless shelter for candidates.